Hello, I'm Locke Meredith. I'd like to invite you to join me on the next Legal Lines, where my guest is East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff Sid Gautreaux. The sheriff's going to talk to us about crime in the East Baton Rouge Parish outside of the city limits of Baton Rouge. It's not bad, folks. It's actually very good, with a great clearance rate, over 90% of finding the criminals and putting them away. He's also going to talk to us about a new bond, actually old bond, that needs to be renewed. Provides 1/3 of the Sheriff's Department's revenues. So join us on the next Legal Lines with Sheriff Sid Gautreaux. I'm lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Trust is important when hiring an injury law firm. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan Associates, thousands have trusted us and gotten the results they deserved. Visit us at LockeMeredith.com. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555.
Hello, welcome to Legal Lines. I'm Locke Meredith. I'm pleased to have back on the show East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff Sid Gautreaux. Sid, it's wonderful to see you again.
Always a pleasure.
I'm looking forward to kind of getting an update on East Baton Rouge Parish and crime and kind of where we are, where we've been, and where it looks like we're going. I just spent an hour with Baton Rouge City Police Chief Murphy Paul, and he was talking about there's kind of like this new coordinating, maybe strategic initiative where you got fed, state and local. And I know in a lot of respects that had been going on for a while, but
Sure.
this sounds different.
Yeah, this is a little different, and you know, in today's society and what's going on in our country today,
Ever changing.
It's very, very imperative that we're all working together, whether it's federal, state, local level. We all have to work together, and to not work together is just putting another clog in the wheel. Because you know, we all glean information that can help each other, and when we're focused on one target, then that's when we are most effective. But you know, as you know what we've been doing in the sheriff's office, and we've been doing that for years.
It sounds like the computers have brought kind of this ability for all the information that there was no way you as a sheriff by yourself and your organization could process and analyze all the info. But now, because of the computers and the constant acceleration of the processing, it gives y'all almost like a foresight of what's coming, who's probably going to do it, and who else might be involved, and where it's going to happen.
Well, you're exactly right, Locke. And you know, the technology has come so far. And you know, I know a lot of small departments and so forth, they can't afford some of this technology. But for the ones that can, I see more and more of them taking advantage of this, because the only thing we do for the public is provide a service. And you know, you've heard me say that.
And do a good job at it.
Well, thank you.
I mean, the homicides are always low in East Baton Rouge Parish, and the clearance rate, meaning y'all catch the guy who did it and their butt suffers serious consequences, and it's what, over 90%?
Yeah, it's about 93% right now. We've been higher than that. We've been a little lower than that. But our clearance rate is way above the national average. I think the national average is like 63, 65, something in there.
Which is a testimony to you guys, but also the folks who live in those areas. This is a great example of kind of community eyes and ears, partnershiping with law enforcement to make daggum sure crime is reduced as much as possible, and that if the crime's committed, they're put away.
That's exactly right. And you know, I've said this before, and you've heard me say this too. Any efforts on law enforcement are going to be short-lived without community involvement. And when I say community involvement, I'm talking about everybody, not just citizens living in the subdivisions and stuff, but the business owners, everybody, church groups, homeowners associations. It takes all of us. And you know, some bit of information you might have might be the exact thing that we're looking for, might be the last piece to the puzzle for us to put it together.
Sid, mention to folks this camera coordination project that kind of enables you guys to have eyeballs almost wherever somebody's going to let you use their cameras on their house or business, right?
That's right. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I just came from cutting the ribbon on our new building over on Industrialplex. And it's going to house armed robbery and burglary, larceny, auto theft, the retail theft division. It houses all of those people there. But the thing I'm most proud of is we just started a crime information unit. And that's where all the things you just mentioned are coming together. And they all gleamed in that one room with all of the people that are working there. Yeah, well, I mean, we got video all over the room.
It looks like a military, you know, when you see the movie scenes, you know.
But what we're doing, we're taking in every bit of information, and you know, and we're working closely with our intelligence unit naturally, and with the VCU, which you know we started that
Violent
years
Crimes
ago.
Unit.
Violent Crime Unit, which houses the Sheriff's Office detectives as well as the Baton Rouge City's homicide detectives. They work together every day. They're sitting across from each other, listening to each other, and we share a lot of information that helps solve crime. We might have something Baton Rouge didn't have that we provided them, and helps them, and vice versa.
Right.
But we have our federal counterparts in there too as well. State police is in there. They graciously allowed us to use half of one floor there, really, to house all of this, and their people are there as well. We work with the crime scene in the crime lab hand in hand every day. So that's been in existence, but this just adds to it and takes it to a whole nother level, because, you know, like you mentioned, the shot spotters are all connected to this, crime cameras are connected to this, license plate readers are connected to this. We also have businesses that are allowing us to use their video like that. We don't have to go find video and say, you have video. Right. We know these are ahead of time, the people that sign up with us, that we know they have video, and we know they'll let us access during that time period of whatever was taking place.
I need to make sure we're part of that program. I think we are, but every time we talk about this.
And then also these Ring doorbell ringers, and people have
the video cameras on those things.
Those homeowners, if they choose to, allow us access, so we don't have to go walking through a neighborhood saying, "Sir, do you have video? Do you not have video? Can we use it?"
Well, it saves resources,
saves
time, and
saves time, and time is the essence when you're trying to solve a homicide or a major crime.
So explain to folks real quick. I know you've discussed it in the past, but let's talk about I call it the shot spotter. What is that? What it is called?
Yeah, it's called.
Explain to folks what that is, because it's just remarkable technology.
It's a device that we put in places where we're having problems.
The typical zip code areas,
right,
and that 10 square mile area.
That's right. We're putting them there, and when anybody fires a weapon within the reach of that device, it immediately notifies us that communications, that shot spotter has gone off on one or two locations. They can even tell us how many shots were fired, if it was multiple weapons from the report and the sound of it.
Interesting.
And when my guys we know we're going to a situation that the shots have been fired. And even if we don't have a victim, sometimes we don't. Sometimes they shot up a car, shot up a house. And we don't have a victim per se, but even if we don't, we collect those shell casings as evidence to submit to NIVIS and let them examine it to see if it's tied into any other crimes.
Just another piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, and it allows us to get, if it is a shooting, unfortunately, when people get shot or killed, we're there even quicker than we would be, because we're already running from the shot spot.
And the license tag device.
That is a tremendous tool. You know, if we have a license plate that we know has been involved in a crime, we enter it into the system, and when it goes through these crime cameras or highway cameras, wherever they may be located,
and they're everywhere.
They're everywhere, and you know, they immediately send an alert that car has just now been spotted going through the interstation of Florida at the end of, you know, wherever.
And that data is going to the new building. All right, well, let's continue this on the next segment. This is Locke Meredith with Legal Lines. My very special guest, East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff Sid Gautreaux. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke, Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Locke, Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Trust is important when hiring an injury law firm. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan Associates, thousands have trusted us and gotten the results they deserved. Visit us at LockeMeredith.com. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555.
Welcome back to Legal Lines. I'm Locke Meredith. Pleased to have back on the show East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff Sid Gautreaux. Sid, let's dive back in. So, we're kind of getting a temperature on crime in East Baton Rouge Parish. And as is normal, it's considerably lower than the city of Baton Rouge. And part of that, I'm sure, is a lot of population is in that more confined area. But we also have an excellent sheriff's department. And part of it was the technology you've been talking about, this coordinated effort of all the local law enforcement guys, state and federal. And we talked about the technology. Tell me how we're doing with boots on the ground, because I know nationwide, because of all the tragedy over the last several years and police officers being murdered in their cars and such, that folks are just kind of saying, in fact, Baton Rouge Police Chief Murphy Pollard just said he had people just retiring and saying, I'm out of here, I'm done. How are you guys doing?
Well, all of that has affected us as well. We're down about 75 people right now, 75 spots. But we got some wonderful men and women in the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office, make my job a lot easier. They're true servants. They got that servant heart and that servant mentality. So we're going to do what we have to, whether, rolling over, overtime, whatever. We're going to do what we have to service the people of this parish. But it has affected us. I haven't lost very few people to go to another law enforcement agency. But since this has all taken place across the country, and
the whole defund the police and all
of this stuff has started, trying to do away with qualified immunity and things. If they ever pass that, we're done.
Well, I know Florida, Governor DeSantis has been paying bonuses to all those guys that are getting defunded. So come see us.
But I have lost some young people who have just fine young people, love law enforcement, but they got a young family, young wife, and they see what's going on around the nation. And thank God that really hadn't happened here.
Amen.
But they see those things happening. They leave for private industry. They leave because father-in-law's got a multi-million-dollar business, and he's saying, "Come on." And
state police used to kind of siphon a few off in the feds too, right? Occasionally, but that's not happening as much.
Same thing's happening with the feds. So I talked to the regional director of FBI.
Interesting.
Here last week, and he was telling me, we talked about this very thing, and he said it's happening in federal. It's happening in all levels of law enforcement.
And this has been going on how long now, Sid?
This has really been going on. It started before George Floyd with Ferguson and all this,
so 5 years.
Really, since they had
7 years.
Yes, when they had all the riots and everything, and tearing these cities up, and
has it accelerated, or did it get bad? Now it's coming back down.
I don't see it coming back down yet. It is starting to come back down nationwide, because you can see all these people that lost law enforcement. Their cities are just run amok now with crime, and they're devastated. So a lot of these cities are trying to get people to come back, but unfortunately, they're not coming back.
That's spilled milk.
Yeah, and there's some people, there's some factions in this parish that would like to defund the police, but I just feel in my heart that the majority of the people that live in this parish don't want to defund the police.
I agree.
If anything,
100%.
they want more of us. And we pride ourselves at the Sheriff's Office for building relationships with our citizens and meaningful relationships
and business
and
owners.
Dialogue. Business owners too. And we have to have everybody, because, like I said earlier, any effort on law enforcement is short-lived without community involvement. And we do a lot there. We still, 23 of our calls for service come out of the city of Baton Rouge, which we've got the authority throughout the parish as a sheriff, chief law enforcement officer under state law, and we can go handle anything anywhere.
Right.
But we work together with Baton Rouge City, with Zachary,
Which is what everybody wants.
That's right. But if it's an emergency call that my dispatchers get, we don't hesitate. We just send people and deal with it later, and we'll handle the calls. But if it's just a normal call for service, we tell them, sir, ma'am, you're inside the city of Baker, you're inside the city of Baton Rouge, would you like us to transfer?
So you said 23% of your services are related to helping law enforcement in Baton Rouge and Baker?
And helping citizens in those cities. We don't not go help them.
Honestly, I'm glad to hear that. I already knew that, but it's honestly a little bit more than I realized. So that's nice to hear.
It got as high as about 34% at one time, but it's been steady around 23.
So how are you going to get those 75 boots on the ground that you wish
you
had?
Well, we have a great recruiting program in Baton Rouge at the sheriff's office, and we also run the basic training academy, and it's called Carter, Capital Area Training Academy, which services like 8 or 9 parishes in the capital city region. But years ago. Let me go back. Years ago, everybody went to basic training at LSU, a Division of Continuing Education, and for years that's where I first went. And for years that was it. LSU wanted to get out of the business, and we knew that for years, and we knew it was coming. But they finally got out of it because they opened up their exchange students, and they took that area over.
Took the building.
Yeah, took the building. But all the sheriffs and chiefs at the time that were on that board for the LSU Academy, we just met together and said, fellas, we can't afford to lose this for training our people.
Right.
So Elmer Litchfield was the sheriff at that time, and he agreed that the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office, and it's been rolled over to me, that we would maintain the academy, and we house it here, and we train them here, and our staff, we rely on staff from other departments to come in, guest teachers or speakers or whatever.
How many classes do y'all have?
We right now COVID cut us back where we had to, we couldn't have them for a while.
Right.
We're trying to catch up now. We generally try to have 3 classes a year. It's 12 weeks, and they say, well, why can't you have more than that? We could from our personnel standpoint, but it takes so much time to get a class ready. Before we even start a class, they're already working on the next class.
Got it.
And you got to coordinate all those things, make sure the instructors are available and all that stuff. But we took it, and we still have it. One of the advantages to us, and they don't pay the sheriff's office to run it, but the real advantage to us is that we can send more people through it than if.
So how many? What's the quantity of each class?
We don't like to have. We've had classes as much as 50, 60 in it. They like to keep the class numbers down around 40 because they like to do the one-on-one hands-on.
And what do you lose? Like a third of the folks?
No, majority of them make it. Majority of them make it. They're already working for a department, and the department's sending them so they can get post-certified with us. And
okay. Well, we'll continue this on the next segment. This is Locke Meredith Legal Lines. East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff Sid Gautreaux. We'll be right back. Let's talk about the bond.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. Open the phone book or look online. There are plenty of lawyers to choose from. And if you ask any of them, they'll agree that the vast majority of claims settle without ever having gone to trial. And I'll tell you, any lawyer can settle a claim. It's not hard to settle a claim, but it takes hard work to get a client what he or she deserves. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we have a proven record of working hard for our clients. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Welcome back to Legal Lines. I'm Locke Meredith. Pleased to have back on the show East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff Sid Gautreaux. Sid, let's kind of dive back in. You're down 75, but you got academies that you put on, usually 3 a year. Couldn't do it initially during the COVID time. Trying to get back up to speed. Each class has to kind of supply all 9 parishes, so it's not like you're getting all 50 or 35 or however many come out. Let's kind of shift gears. So you still have that need. Let's talk about the funding, right? it's a huge, the Sheriff's Department, let's talk about your budget and the quantity of employees and such, and then talk about how is the Sheriff's Office funded.
Okay. To go back and tell you on the recruiting end, we have a very good recruiting division. And they go to all our universities here, but throughout the state though. But LSU, Southern, Baton Rouge Community College, and they go across the state doing these job
How are we
fairs.
doing on pay for these folks who put their lives on the line for us?
We're in pretty good shape.
Good.
I think we used to be one of the highest paid starting salary with sheriffs across the state, but we're in the top 5 still.
Okay.
But I can't compete with Bobby Weber and all that industrial money they get down there. But no, we're doing good. The benefits are tremendous. They're your health insurance. We got a wellness center there that's free to our employees, and all the benefits are really good. Our retirement system is very solvent. So I think we can compete with anybody like that. But one of the latest job fair we went to at LSU, they had people from Los Angeles PD there.
Really?
I mean, Dallas, they come, all these. And
Coming to get our folks, or coming to learn from you guys, or both?
They come in here to try to recruit. But I said we're down about 75. I think Baton Rouge City's down. But Baker and Zachary, they all are down. But New Orleans down 600 officers, to give you a perspective.
I didn't know that.
And Dallas and them were the same way. So it's competitive now, and you got to showcase your department and show what you do and what you have to offer them. But we're still getting we don't get as many applicants as we were.
So folks, if anybody's interested, what do they need to do?
All they got to do is go online on the Sheriff's Office, www.ebrso.org. They can go there. And
you got a tab up there.
We got a
click
tab.
the tab
and just push the tab. It'll tell you the different divisions, what we have to offer, but it also gives them an application. They can do that online, or they can come into our office. As soon as they walk in the front doors, we got a gentleman sitting there, and he has all of the applications and stuff that they need to do.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit, because it's a massive department, requires lots of money to run and to provide the protection to all the folks. Honestly, I've been thinking we'll kind of watch the stock market crash, and from everything I'm hearing, this is going to go on for a long period of time. Property taxes are going to go down, so your funds go down. Yeah. How are you going to keep juggling this if that happens?
Well, we've always made do with what we've had, and we've gotten through some of the rough times. We know that economically we're going to be in for a push in the future, and probably the near future. But our department is funded primarily by property tax, 3 bonds. We got 2 of them, and we're going to talk about that. We got 2 of them that are renewed every 10 years. Okay. And we've got 1 that's a permanent tax. But that's 75% of our budget. Our budget is $98 to $100 million a year. That's what the sheriff's.
And how many employees?
Almost 900. And that's how many we got on the books, but we short. But we're a little below 900 right now. So, it's a big department.
Do the feds help much, or does the state
not
help
as much as they used to? No, most of the federal grants now are for equipment and stuff like that. They still have the COPS grant, but there's so many people that are down, and everybody's, and there's only certain people pie that you can pull from. But we take advantage of anything like that we have. I've hired deputies since I've been sheriff on 2 different occasions, I think, that we hired from the COPS grants, where they pay your.
So it helps a little bit.
Yeah, and you got to pick up the whole thing after 3 years, but it helps.
Well, so as I understand it, a new bond, or one of these 3 bonds, or actually one of the 2 that have to renew every 10 years, it's coming up, and if it didn't pass, in essence, we would be defunding the police to some degree.
In essence, you'd be defunding the police. This bond here, which will be on the ballot in December of this year, it's a third of our budget. When you look at a $98 million a year budget, if we lose that bond, it's $33 million. That would cut us a third of our budget. Would cut a third of our services. And you know, it's another way, as you said, for people to vote no and defund the police.
I don't know why anybody would oppose that if it's been, and has it been renewed before? Or is this the?
Oh yeah, it's been renewed several times, I would not come to the people with a new tax right now. There's no way I would do it, and I haven't had to, you know. We've done well, but if we lose this bond, it's going to devastate us.
Well, what
We
would the
can't afford to
practical
lose
effect
that.
be?
Well, $33 million out of a $98 million a year budget.
So you're
that's a
definitely
third.
losing boots on the ground.
Oh yeah, we would lose people. We'd have to. I mean, I couldn't keep all of those. I'd try to keep as many people as I could working, but when you look at our budget, 80-something% is salary or salary related.
I was going to say.
So there's not a lot of ways to cut.
It's only
than
big
services.
players you can deal with.
That's right.
Piece of the puzzle.
But we're going to work hard to put the message out and get the message, let people know what it is. But I can tell you, there's opposition. There's opposition from some of the citizens here, and you know, there's people that want to shut the prison down, want me to open the doors and let everybody out. Not going to happen. And you know, that's a way that these defund the police advocates can get. And really, I'm thankful. The majority of the men and women and people that live here in this parish, they don't want that. They want more law enforcement, you know, and they want quality law enforcement. And we're going to keep giving them that, whatever it may be. But to lose that, and I'm going to implore the public to please get out and vote. It's going to be easy to sit back and say, "Oh, they're not going to lose it." We need every vote.
Sid, how much is the? I mean, what is it? A piece of the property tax?
Oh yeah, it's property tax. That's solely what it is. I don't get any money. Sheriff's Office doesn't get any money from sales tax. The only money we get is from bonds, from collecting property taxes and the bonds we have. And the fee, we get money from the fees for collecting and all that, and we have quite a few.
And so the election for the vote would take place in December of this year.
December of this year.
And I guess if folks want more information, they could go to the website, and you'll be
and
communicating with folks.
Yeah, and I can promise you, we're going to put a full-fledged campaign out to inform people and let them know what exactly this means to the sheriff's office and what it means to them in turn if we lose it. But it's just, we knew this was coming. We knew that we'd start having, we never really had any real opposition to it. But we knew the climate of the country now with those that do want to defund the police. This is just another way they can try to defund the police.
And so I've heard that it would affect boots on the ground, and it would affect the operations of the prison, and I'm sure a lot of other things.
Oh, a lot of other ones too. It would hurt us all the way around. And as you know, I got the civil office, criminal office, and corrections. And it would hurt all of them.
All right, Sid, thank you very much. Appreciate
thank you, my friend.
Getting educated and bringing us up to speed. This is Locke Meredith Legal Lines, East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff Sid Gautreaux. Thank you for being with us.